Hi everyone, today in Integrated Math 1, we're going to go over Chapter 14, Lesson 4. Here are the objectives. Make sure you write them down in your notes. Alright, reflection on a line. So here we have when A is reflected about the line. So here we have the line K. I want our point A to be reflected on K. Well, if it's being reflected about that line, it's going to be the same exact point. A is also A prime. But let's say that A is now not on line K. I want it to still reflect about this line. But when I'm talking about reflection, I'm talking about it still needs to be equal distance away from the line. So let's say this was like 3 centimeters. Then this has to be 3 centimeters as well. Because these are congruent lengths. Our new point would be A prime right here. Alright, now let's talk about reflections on the x or y axis. Remember, when we're talking about x-axis, we're talking about left to right. And what's nice about this is when we are reflecting on the x-axis, xy becomes x, comma, negative y. It just switches to that. So the x doesn't change, but the y goes from positive to a negative. If it is negative, then it's the inverse of that, so it would be positive. So notice here, we have A. We have 4, 1. That's x, and that is y. Well, x does not change, but y, which is 1, becomes negative 1. It's reflected about this point. That way you don't have to measure it every time. You simply use this little handy formula to help you out. Then this is x, this is y. So that's still 7, but 3 is now going to become negative 3, just shown right here. And it's that simple. You're just following this little formula. When it's a reflection on the y-axis, it's a little different. Instead of the y changing, the x is going to change. So xy becomes negative xy. So let's start with A. We have x, we have y. Our A prime is going to be negative 2, 3. Think about it as we go from 2, 3, and then it's negative 2, 3. And then we have B, which is xy. So x changes to a negative, so 6 becomes negative 6. Y is still negative 4. And let's say now we have a reflection on the line y is equal to x. So all you need to do for this one is goes from x to y, and it switches y to x. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to multiply anything, you simply switch the order. So A is xy, then it becomes yx. B is xy, and it switches to yx. They just swap places. And there's another handy formula to keep in mind. Make sure you have that down. Alright, so this is just tying everything back together. Here are the 3 reflections on coordinate planes. So a reflection on the x-axis, reflection on the y-axis, and last we have the reflection on the line y is equal to x, and that's it.